Hello again, I haven't made a video in months and thought to make a video based on the movie Obsession, my opinion on the movie and the overall rating. I've seen a couple of people making reviews on the movie Obsession and some even controversial takes, yet I'm just here to make a video based on my experience and how it was as a whole. So it starts off with Bear obviously liking her, as it was pretty obvious, and as we see, he thinks it would work, the relationship, he think it would work, and he gets his confidence up, and he tries to ask her, and as you already know, she says no. So yeah, again, before that even happens, and he asks her out, he bought a product. It looked around, he thought it was normal, so he bought it and he got a box that was for wishes in it. So when she leaves the car and rejects him, you know what he does? He makes a wish, as we already know. I'm like, in my head, when I first seen that scene, I'm like, why? If she says no, that means no. It's that is pretty obvious, you know what I mean, lads? But yeah, again, I seen that, I was like, yeah. He made a mistake yet again. If you watch any horror movie, everybody does that. But yeah, again, in this one, it's like, yeah, this guy is just don't understand it. So he faces the consequences, doesn't he? So basically, throughout the whole movie now, he lives with the regret. But yeah, again, when he does the spell, she goes back in the car, and yeah, again, not straight away because she's fighting her own soul in it because she just got basically projected out of her own body. So now the demon or succubus thing is in her body. So now that she's not actually in her body. But yeah, again, long story short, it is what it is, and now what he has done, he has done. Yeah, and as we see at the end of the movie, I ain't gonna spoil it because people have probably not watched it. But as I said, at the end of the movie, he goes off his own way and he goes. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, from that point of the time where she rejected him and he did all that spell and that, it is literally heartbreaking to see that. Why is that? Because he could have just moved on, returned the project before even doing anything, done some research on the project, and be like, you know what? I don't want it now. I don't want to make the spell or anything like that, and don't do it. What if he did that? But yeah, again, that's the question in life, isn't it? Because always got to question what you got to do and what's right or wrong. But anyway, as I say, going off the sidetrack off the video, from what I've seen and what he bought, yeah, it's a sad and all the consequences that comes along with it. And he's trying to have friends and that talk to other people, but yeah, again, it goes spiraling because what he bought, it was like I don't know, like a witchcraft shop. I don't know if you can even say that because nowadays I even ask questions about the movie about obsession, of how people because I don't know if this is related to witchcraft and that stuff because I'm pretty sure it gotta be because you're telling me there's a random ass stick and you can make any wish. I'm pretty sure you need some old folk who knows a lot of stuff like that. Anyway, as I'm going off the side trail again, this whole movie literally just shows how far a person would go just to get what they want, and then I'd be like, oh, this is the consequences. Because as you see throughout the movie, I think at least I don't know how long the movie was because I watched it like 2 weeks ago or something like that. As I was saying again, this movie in like the middle part of it, she was like freaking out because she wanted to get back into her whole body, but it didn't work because the spell, of course, has happened and the wish has done, as in like the done, as in like took over her body fully. So now her soul is literally trying to fight back, and that is sad. I was like, nah. And what this guy's still going through with his own actions, as in actions, like as we already see what he does, because when he does that spell on Nikki, he does the stuff that he wanted to do, but yet again, it's not right because, as we already know, it's not right, and she's not even in her own body because someone's controlling it. As in, not someone controlling it; it's the wish and the demon and that. Yeah, that's what I'm understanding. Yeah, I'm like, if and the fact he calls them back up saying he doesn't want to do the spell, he wants to change it. You cannot change it off what's already been done. You have done a conscious decision. You've done this, yeah, even though you didn't do no background research. Look around the area. If you're in this shop, yeah, you see there's a bunch of stuff hanging, and you see, the product off saying you can make a wish spell, and it literally says on the door. I don't know if it had a name off the shop, but if it says something dodgy, don't go in there. But that's my opinion. Of course, you can't apply logic to a horror movie because you can't, because a horror movie has already been scripted. But yeah, again, let's say this was real life. Why? But yeah, again, from what I understood, Bear is just desperate, and he sort of learned what no means no. You cannot force something if it doesn't make sense. That's my opinion. You cannot say, okay, let's say someone comes up to you and say, oh yeah, do you want a cup of tea? And the person says no. Yeah, again, you still give them the cup of tea. You know what I mean? I'm not going into further detail about that, but you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, this whole movie was scary. Yeah, it was. But at the end part, yeah, I was like, nah. She went through all of that and she gets arrested because the guy couldn't control himself. Fucking disgusting. It is disgusting. You said no one was right or wrong by then. He's not fully grown. I'm pretty sure he's like 24 or something like that. But yeah, again, you should know what's right and wrong by then. Because at that time in life, you should know what you're doing and what's right. I know this whole movie isn't about me giving a life lesson, but come on. If this was in real life, I'm pretty sure it'll be over the news and that. But yeah, again, this movie was good. It made me question some things about what Bear did. But yeah, Bear is the villain, and he should have gone out a lot sooner. Because from what I've seen, that product he bought, made me question on that. Because when I seen that, I was like, nah. Then his friend didn't believe him about what he did, and he did it. But overall, what Bear did has disgusted me. But yeah, you should know better. That's basically it, really. But yeah, this movie was like at least 8.6. I did watch Evil Dead recently, the newest one, in cinemas. It was pretty good with my friends and that. But yeah, this movie is just it's a good movie, but when it comes down to what Bear's done, I'm like, yeah. So they made a movie based on a guy making a decision based on lust. So it is disgusting. But yeah, um, I thought to do a video on this on Obsession. But yeah, that's my review on it and my take on this whole movie. All I can say it is disgusting, and the guy should have died a lot more sooner, in my opinion. But yeah, have a good day.